Hare Krishna. This is Chinmayi Vrajapriya Devi Dasi welcoming all of you devotees to our Bhakti Sangha mid-morning session. May we know who all have joined today so that we can greet you all.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranama, glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirtida Sundari Dasi. Thank you Mataji for your services.
Hare Krishna Kirtida Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you Mataji. Thank you for all your wonderful classes and thank you for everything Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, glory to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neeti from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining each and every day and welcome to today's session, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga and all the assembled devotees. This is Yashamati Priya Devi Dasi from Chicago.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you, Adikiti Dasandai Mataji, for beautiful recitation, and thank you, Mataji, you too, for your great services and classes.
Hare Krishna, Yashamati Priya Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for joining every day. Thank you for all your wonderful services in Bhakti Sangha. And thank you for blessing us, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Chinmayi Vrajpriya Mataji, Danvat Pranam to you and all Vaishnava, Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev ki jai. Khanda.
Hare Krishna, Vrinda Gopika Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you for your wonderful services. And thank you for joining today, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Archana Bhakti Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Srila Guru Maharaj. Thank you so much, Mataji, for your precious time. You come here very often and enlighten us on Chaitanya Bhagavata, and this is such a beautiful time for us, Mataji. Your classes we always look forward to. So thank you. And Mataji, with your permission, shall I read Srila Prabhupada's quote for today before handing over the call to you? Thank you, Mataji. The tortoise, as soon as he likes, he discloses his senses. And when he likes, he pulls them within. That is the position of a pure devotee. He can wind up the senses whenever he likes, and he can exhibit the senses whenever he likes. The senses are under his control. He is not under the control of the senses, as are the ordinary persons. That is the meaning of Goswami. This was instructed by His Divine Grace in a letter to Himavati Mataji on March 23, 1969. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much, Mataji, for giving your time. And today, Her Grace Archana Bhakti Mataji will be talking on Chaitanya Bhagavat, Antya Khanda. She is starting the 8th chapter, and Mataji will go on till 41 verse. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Over to you.
Thank you, Mataji. My humble obeisances to all the devotees. We will begin with prayers. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda श्री चैतन्य भागवत की जय। श्रील वृंदावन दास ठाकुर की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we are reading from the Antya Khanda of Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, chapter 8. This chapter is entitled Mahaprabhu's Water Sports in Narendra Sarovar. So in today's session, we will be seeing how Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur glorifies various devotees as he describes the arrival of these devotees in Jagannath Puri from Bengal just before the Rath Yatra. So if you remember, Mahaprabhu had told the devotees to come. Well, they're coming now, but he instructed the devotees to come every year for Rath Yatra from Bengal. So they would go there and stay there for 4 months, Chaturmas. So without losing any time, let's just begin with the reading, because we have many devotees and very short time. We won't even be able to discuss everything about these devotees. First of all, I don't know everything, but even whatever is there, we don't have time to cover everything. So we'll see whatever we can do. Text 1. जय जय महाप्रभु श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय जय नित्यानंद त्रिभुवन धन्य जय जय महाप्रभु श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य Mahaprabhu is only Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. All glories to Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jaya Jaya Nityananda Tribhuvana Dhanya. And all glories to Nityananda Prabhu, who made the three worlds glorious. Tribhuvana Dhanya. Second verse. Bhakta Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya. Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhya Hoye. Bhakti Goshti Sahita Gauranga Jaya Jaya. Not all glories only to Gauranga Mahaprabhu, but all glories to Gauranga Mahaprabhu with his entourage of devotees, Bhakta Goshti, that means his assembly of devotees. All glories to Gauranga along with his assembly of devotees. Shunile Chaitanya Katha Bhakti Labhya Hoy. Anyone who hears the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, anyone who hears Chaitanya Katha, the pastimes, the glories of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, what will he get? Bhakti Labhya Hoy. For him, bhakti will become available, devotional service, simply by hearing the glories, the pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhakti becomes available to such a listener. Ebe shuno Vaishnava sabara agamana Acharya Gosai Adi Jata Bhakta Gana. So now please hear Ebe shuno Vaishnava sabara agaman. Please hear about the arrival of all the Vaishnavas in Puri. So hear about the arrival of Vaishnavas one by one. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is going to list. Acharya Gosai Adi Jata Bhaktagan. So who all have come? Acharya Gosai. That means Chandrasekhar Acharya, right? Acharya Ratna. So Acharya Gosai, or Acharya Gosai can be Advaita Acharya also, right? Yes, Advaita Acharya. Acharya Gosai means here Advaita Acharya. So Acharya Gosai Adi Jata Bhaktagan. So along with Advaita Acharya and other devotees arrived. As they arrived, please hear about their arrival. Okay? Ebe shuno Vaishnava sabara agamana Acharya Gosai Adi Jata Bhaktagan. Sri Ratha Yatrar Asi Hoila Samaya Nila Chale Bhakta Goshti Hoila Vijaya. So now was the time for Sri Rath Yatra. So whenever it is time for Rath Yatra, all the devotees from Mayapur or from Navadvip, they go to, or all the devotees from Bengal. Why just from Mayapur? All the devotees from Bengal. It is time for them to go to Jagannath Puri. Nilachale Bhakta Goshti Hoila Vijay. That means their advent happens in Nilachala. When it is Ratha Yatra time, then all the devotees from Bengal arrive in Jagannath Puri. Ishvara Agyaya Prati Vatsare Vatsare Sabe Ai Sena Ratha Yatra Dekhibare. On the order of the Supreme Lord, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prati Vatsare Vatsare. Every year, year after year. Sabe Aisena Ratha Yatra Dekhibare. Everybody came to witness the Ratha Yatra festival, to attend Ratha Yatra festival. Acharya Gosai Agre Kori Bhakta Gana Sabe Nila Chala Prati Korila Gamana. Acharya Gosai Agre Kori. So keeping Srila Advaita Acharya in the front. Agre Kori in the front, right? Foremost. At the head of the party was Sri Advaita Acharya. So all the devotees would keep Advaita Acharya in the front. Sabe Nila Chala Prati Korila Gaman. Keeping Sri Advaita Acharya in the front, all the devotees started off from Bengal to go to Nilachala. Chalilena Thakura Pandita Srinivasa Jahara Mandire Hoilo Chaitanya Vilasa. So now, about Sri Advaita Acharya, we have been hearing so much. What can we speak about Sri Advaita Acharya? Sri Advaita Acharya is Panchatattva. In Panchatattva, Sri Advaita Acharya is the incarnation of Lord Mahavishnu and Sadashiva. And it was because of Advaita Acharya's calling that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared in this world. How compassionate Advaita Acharya was, that people had no interest in bhakti. They were simply interested in material enjoyment. Seeing that his heart would pale out of compassion. And then fasting, he began to worship his Shaligram Shila with Tulsi and Ganga Jal, loudly calling out the Supreme Lord's names. And then his calls pierced through the coverings of the universe and entered Vaikuntha. And there, hearing his loud cries, the Lord appeared. Many, many pastimes of Advaita Acharya we have already read. So let's continue reading. चलिलेन ठाकुर पंडित श्रीनिवास जाहार मंदिर हइलो चैतन्य विलासा. So then, after Advaita Acharya, Srinivas Pandit or Srivas Pandit, he also started off from Bengal to go to Jagannath Puri. Who is Srinivas Pandit? Jahara Mandire Hoilo Chaitanya Vilas, in whose house, Mandir, right, in whose house Mahaprabhu performed pastimes. What type of pastimes would Mahaprabhu perform in the house of Srivas Pandit?
Nocturnal Kirtan.
Mahaprakash Lila.
Yes, Mahaprakash Leela and
Nocturnal
every,
Kirtans.
yes, nocturnal kirtans. Every night. So they decided that why should we waste our time sleeping in the night? So all night long, all day they would go about doing their duties, the Vaishnavas, and at night everybody would gather in the courtyard of Srivas Thakur, Srivas Angan, and then the doors would be shut. So only the close associates of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu were allowed, and all night long they would have kirtans, and people would be dying to see what's going on inside, to see Mahaprabhu dance and the devotees dance, but others didn't get entrance. So Srivas Thakur, he also started off to go to Jagannath Puri. Then I'm just saying, because Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given some hints for each of the Vaishnavas. So we won't be able to read everything, but some points I can cover. So about Srivas Thakur, we also see what the glory of Srivas Thakur. One day, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was absorbed in enjoying kirtan pastimes in Srivas's courtyard, Srivas's son left his body. And all of a sudden, during kirtan, Srivas Thakur heard loud crying of the ladies. So he quickly entered in the inner quarters and instructed everyone to stop their mundane behavior of crying for some time, so that the Lord's ecstatic feelings, the feelings of ecstatic love while dancing would not be disturbed. But if the Lord's dancing got disturbed, then he threatened them that he would end his life by jumping into the Ganges. And so they all stopped crying. Even if they cried, they didn't make any sounds. And Srivas Thakur returned to the kirtan and started dancing jubilantly. But Mahaprabhu said that he was not feeling ecstasy in his heart. And he said, did any calamity occur in the house of Srivas? And then the devotees informed him that yes, his son died. How long ago? It's been 7 hours. When Mahaprabhu learned this, he began to cry, seeing the love that Srivas had for him. Of course, the Lord brought the dead son back to life, but the dead son replied that, he was there in that house for as long as his destiny allowed him in that to live in that body. And now it was time for him to go elsewhere. And he also said that everyone enjoyed the fruits of his respective activities, and the relationships that one has with his father, mother, children, these are all useless. They are all temporary. So when the family members heard the instructions of this boy, then their lamentation vanished. They all fell at the feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and offered prayers that their only relative is the Supreme Lord. All other relatives are temporary, like this. So that's one pastime about Srivas Pandit. Next, Chalila Acharya Ratna Sri Chandrasekhara Devi Bhave Jaragrihe Nachila Ishwara. Next devotee is Acharya Ratna. Chalila Acharya Ratna Sri Chandrasekhar. So his name is Acharya Ratna, his actual name is Sri Chandrasekhar, and he's also famous. He's known as Acharya Ratna. So this is called Masir Badi in Mayapur. So close to the house of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu's house is Yogapit. Then nearby is the house of Sri Advaita Acharya. Then Srivas Thakur's house is also nearby. And then after that is what you call Chaitanya Math now. That is the house of Chandrasekhar Acharya or Acharya Ratna. So Chandrasekhar Acharya, so one place where Mahaprabhu performed pastimes every evening was Srivas Thakur's house, but also Mahaprabhu would sometimes perform the other house where Mahaprabhu would perform pastimes while in Navadvip. The other house was in the evenings he would perform pastimes. The other house was the house of Chandrasekhar Acharya. So in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, there is a discussion, there is a pastime that one day Mahaprabhu expressed to the devotees his desire to enact the pastimes of Vraja and ordered Sadashiva and Buddhimanta Khan to arrange various items such as conch shells, silk saris, ornaments, because they would perform like a drama. So he also designated which associate would wear which dress, which devotee should play which character, and what type of dress. Obviously, so if you play the character, then that dress you would wear. When, on the Lord's order, Buddhimanta Khan arranged the required costumes, the Lord became extremely pleased. In the course of expressing to the devotees his desire to dance as Lakshmi, the Lord said, "No one other than self-controlled persons are qualified to see this dance." So Mahaprabhu is going to become Goddess Lakshmi and dance. But only one who is self-controlled can watch this dance. If one is not self-controlled, he is not qualified to see this. Upon hearing these words from the Lord, all the devotees became distressed. Oh, I'm not qualified. My senses are not under my control. All devotees, Advaita Acharya, Srivas Thakur, Chandrasekhar Acharya, everybody. Oh, we are not. Nobody was there to witness Mahaprabhu's dance. Then, when Advaita Prabhu and Srivas Pandit expressed their inability to see the dance because they were not in control of their senses, Mahaprabhu smiled and said that on that particular day, they would all be self-controlled yogis. Everybody, all the devotees would be self-controlled yogis qualified to see the Lord's dancing. By the Lord's mercy, they would not become bewildered. So you all remember, even Lord Shiva became bewildered when the Supreme Lord appeared in the form of Mohini Murti. Who is Lord Shiva? Lord Shiva, Vaishnavanam Yathashama. But when the Supreme Lord, of course, in that, Lord wanted to actually, right, bewilder. Mohini Murti. Mohini means one who puts in, enchants you, puts you into illusion, like that. One who enchants, Mohini. But so here now, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to come as Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of fortune. Then, and he's going to come as Lakshmi Devi and dance. So he said, nobody is qualified to see except those who are self-controlled yogis. So when nobody was coming forward, and Mahaprabhu said, no, everyone, today, all of you will be self-controlled yogis. They would not be bewildered. Then to enact this pastime, Mahaprabhu and his associates assembled at the house of Chandrasekhar. And who all came? Even Sachi Mata, Vishnu Priya, and family members of the assembled Vaishnavas. That means Mataji's like family members, everybody came. They were all brought there to see the Lord dance as Lakshmi. And when the devotees heard the Lord's instructions on how to dress, they became overwhelmed with ecstasy. So the Lord was actually telling them how they should dress and, their dialogues and all that. Sri Advaita Acharya as an expert jester. Okay, so who played what, all that, right? So that pastime happened there where, each devotee played a different role. We won't go into all the details of that pastime, but at the end of that drama means that pastime, that Leela, all the devotees began to cry because it was over, right? The pastime was over. All night long, this went on. And then when they saw now it was, the dawn had broke, that means it was morning now, they began to lament. They could not compose themselves anymore. They were in such separation. They started crying. So on seeing all the Vaishnavas, the Lord now, as the Supreme Mother of the universe, nursed all these devotees who were like her babies, her children. And because of this, their miseries were vanquished and they became intoxicated with the mellows of ecstatic love. So in this way, by the Lord's potency, the house of Chandrasekhar Acharya was brightly illuminated, and this went on for 7 days. So for 7 days, that house was illuminated because of this pastime that took place in Chandrasekhar Acharya's house. And because it was so illuminated, so bright, people were unable to even look at that house. And people would inquire, what is the cause for this? The Vaishnavas just smiled. They didn't reveal anything. What happened there, nobody said. So we see that this was the limit of Sri Chandrasekhar's good fortune, because the Lord manifested this pastime at his house. Chalilena Harishe Pandita Gangadas Jahara Smarane Hoy Karma Bandhanash. Which other devotee started off from Bengal to go to Jagannath Puri? Gangadas Pandit. Gangadas Pandit. Cholilena Harishe. Harishe, in great ecstasy, in happiness, Gangadas Pandit also started off. Jahara Smarane Hoy Karma Bandhanash. If anyone simply remembers him, his bondage, Karma Bandha, bondage of karma, is broken simply by remembering Gangadas Pandit. So who is Gangadas Pandit?
Sandipuri Muni.
Yes,
Mahaprabhu's teacher.
Teacher.
correct. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's teacher when he was in Navadvip. So his teacher, Gangadas Pandit. Nimai studied Kalapa grammar from Gangadas Pandit. His residence was at Ganganagar near Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house, near Yog Pit. It is stated that Vashishta Muni, who was the spiritual master of Lord Ramchandra, appeared as Gangadas. Okay? And also in Ganodesha Deepika, it is said, Gangadas, who is very dear to the Lord, was formerly the gopis' esteemed Durvasa of Nidhuvan. So he is Durvasa Muni, he is Vashishta Muni, and it is stated in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, 10th chapter, text 29. Pandit Gangadas was the 8th dear branch of the tree of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One who remembers his activities attains freedom from bondage. It doesn't say here Sandipani Muni, but it is, he's the guru, he's the teacher. So, yeah. But here it in Sri Gauraganodesha Deepika, it says that Sri Gangadas Pandit is Vashishta Muni, the spiritual master of Lord Ramchandra, and he's also Durvasa Muni, Durvasa of Nidhuvan. Okay. Okay, then we'll continue. Text 10. Pundarika Vidyanidhi Cholila Anande. Pundarik Vidyanidhi, next personality. Anande Cholila. Blissfully, Pundarik Vidyanidhi also started going from Bengal to Nilachal. Uchchai Sware Jare Smari Gaura Chandra Kande. Who is this Pundarik Vidyanidhi? Remembering Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Gaur Chandra would cry loudly, Pundarik, 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 like that. Uchchai Sware Jare Smari Gaura Chandra Kande. That Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So, what happened was, one day, Mahaprabhu called out, while he was in the association of his devotees, he called out the name of his dear associate Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He just started calling out Pundarik, 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 and began to cry. And the devotees could not understand his intention. Who is this Pundarik and why is the Lord crying? And inquired about this from Mahaprabhu. The Lord informed the devotees about the identity of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. He would also say, Father, Father, Father Pundarik, like that. You know why? Because Pundarik Vidyanidhi is actually, what is the identity of Pundarik Vidyanidhi?
Vrishabhanu.
Maharaj.
Yes, Vrishabhanu Maharaj, the father of Srimati Radharani. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Srimati Radharani also. So therefore, Father Pundarik, that means Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So the Lord informed the devotees about the identity of Vidyanidhi and also informed them that Vidyanidhi would soon arrive in Sri Mayapur. So he was not in Mayapur yet. Pundarik Vidyanidhi then came and enacted the pastimes of a gross materialist while secretly residing in Navadvip. So it's very, very, we cannot judge devotees by their external appearance. Exalted devotees. Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi externally would appear like a very, like a materialist, in the sense he would wear these costly silk clothes, he would be chewing on pan and, nicely combed hair with fragrant oils and like that. But in the night when nobody was there, then he would go and take darshan of the Ganges. He didn't like to go during the day because people would be spitting in Ganges and washing clothes and all that. So he couldn't bear to see that. So he would only go to take darshan of Ganges in the night, Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So once what happened was that Mukunda took, Mukunda was fully acquainted with the glories of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So promising to show Gadadhar Pandit a wonderful Vaishnava, he took Gadadhar to Pundarik Vidyanidhi's house. And then when he went there, Pundarik Vidyanidhi inquired from Mukunda about the identity of Gadadhar. When Mukunda informed Pundarik Vidyanidhi about the identity of Gadadhar, he was very pleased and then began to talk to him. But Gadadhar Pandit is seeing Vidyanidhi's activities. He's chewing betel nuts like a materialist, sitting on an opulent throne. Whereas Gadadhar Pandit was a renounced person from his very birth. So then he became somewhat doubtful about the character of Pundarik Vidyanidhi. So Mukunda, who knew what was going on in the heart of Gadadhar, recited a verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, which glorifies Sri Krishna. It's about who is more merciful than Krishna, who delivered even Putana, Rakshasi, who came with the intention of killing Krishna by smearing poison on her breast. And Krishna delivered her, right? He didn't see her intention, bad intention of wanting to kill. Rather, he only saw that she came as a mother to give her breast milk to Krishna. Who is more merciful than Krishna? So this is the verse from Bhagavatam that Mukunda Datta recited. And hearing that, what happened to Pundarik Vidyanidhi? He fell unconscious. He could not control himself after hearing this verse. So he fell unconscious to the ground because of love of Godhead. And then so many transformations of ecstatic love were manifested on his body. He started kicking his legs, tearing his clothes, and all the costly furniture and everything, just went flying in different directions. Then Gadadhar Pandit realized the exalted position of Pundarik Vidyanidhi, and then he began to repent. So eventually, of course, he decided, now I have committed a great Vaishnava aparadh. So the only way that I can come out of this is by surrendering myself, by accepting Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi as my spiritual master. So we see that he asks Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that this is what he has decided. He got the blessings of Mahaprabhu. Then he requested Sri Pundarik Vidyanidhi to accept him as his disciple. And Pundarik Vidyanidhi was also very pleased to get such an exalted devotee. By the way, who is Gadadhar Pandit? Who is
Srimati
Gadadhar?
Radharani.
Yes, Srimati Radharani. Pundarik Vidyanidhi is Vrishabhanu Maharaj. So spiritual master, like that. So that is Srila Pundarik Vidyanidhi's glories. Then Chalilena Harishe Pandita Vakreshwara Ye Nachite Kirtani Yashri Gaur Sundar. Next, Vakreshwar Pandit, very happily, he also started off to go to Jagannath Puri. When he danced, yes, when Gauranga Mahaprabhu, in Gauranga Mahaprabhu's Kirtan, when Mahaprabhu performed Kirtan, Vakreshwar Pandit danced. So, about Vakreshwar Pandit, actually there is a very important pastime here, that once a Brahmana asked Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that if we commit offenses to a Vaishnava, how can we become free from that? How can we atone for committing offenses to a Vaishnava? Then the Lord said, one who drinks poison with this mouth should counteract the effect of that poison by drinking nectar with the same mouth. So the mouth with which you drank poison, with the same mouth you have to drink nectar. Meaning, whatever offense you have done to a Vaishnava, whatever blasphemy you have done, with the same mouth you have to glorify that Vaishnava. You have to serve that Vaishnava. In that context, we hear about this, the glory of Sri Vakreshwar Pandit. Devanand Pandit was a resident of Navadvip, and when Gaurchandra was enacting his pastimes as a householder, Devanand Pandit did not have faith in Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He could not understand the Lord. Although he had the qualification to see the Lord, but still he was unable to understand the Lord's glory. We also know that there was an offense done by Devanand Pandit. Offense meaning he was giving a Srimad Bhagavatam class, and his students, when he was reciting Srimad Bhagavatam, Srivas Pandit, who was passing by, and when he heard that, he just got drawn to Srimad Bhagavatam. And then as he was listening, he went into ecstasy, and ecstatic symptoms were manifested on his body. He was crying and weeping. So the students, because Devanand Pandit was not a devotee, naturally, even though he was describing Bhagavatam, because he was not a devotee, see, bhakti comes from bhakti. Because the teacher had no bhakti, then the students also obviously will not have any bhakti, although they are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam. Just see. In fact, it is said that Devanand Pandit never taught anything except Srimad Bhagavatam. Still, he didn't get bhakti. So to get bhakti, what do you need? You need the mercy of a Vaishnava. Simply by studying Shastra, even simply by studying Srimad Bhagavatam, you don't get bhakti. You will understand some other thing. You need the mercy of a devotee. Then, after you receive the mercy of the devotee, then when you hear Srimad Bhagavatam, then your faith will grow. We see that in the case of Devanand Pandit. He was giving classes on Srimad Bhagavatam, but he had no faith in the Lord. And his students also, they just threw Srivas Thakur out. That was an offense. But after Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas, then what happened was, Devanand Pandit had the good fortune of meeting Vakreshwar Pandit. Vakreshwar Pandit was a dear associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Anyone who simply remembers him, by remembering him, not just that person, but the entire universe becomes sanctified. Simply by remembering him, the whole universe becomes sanctified. He was always overwhelmed with ecstatic feelings of separation from Krishna. When he would dance, even the demigods and demons would be amazed at his dancing. Whenever Vakreshwar Pandit began to dance, by the mercy of Lord Chaitanya, all the ecstatic transformations of love, like tears, shivering, perspiration, laughing, hair standing on end, roaring, and becoming pale, appeared on his body. Who has the power to describe Vakreshwar Pandit's unlimited transformations of ecstatic love? By the arrangement of providence and being bound by Devanand Pandit's affection, Vakreshwar Pandit stayed for some time in the ashram of Devanand Pandit. And while he was there, he enjoyed the various mellows of ecstatic love. And now Devanand Pandit got the association of such an exalted Vaishnava. Seeing Vakreshwar Pandit's effulgent body and his devotional service to Lord Vishnu, they were incomparable within the three worlds. Devanand Pandit never saw anything like this. So seeing that, he became, Devanand Pandit became greatly pleased, and sincerely he began to serve Vakreshwar Pandit with affectionate love. As long as Vakreshwar Pandit danced, Devanand Pandit would guard him with a stick in his hand. Why? So that people would not, you know, disturb or, get too close to Vakreshwar Pandit, so that he can freely dance also, right? He would keep people away from him. He would personally keep people away from Vakreshwar, and when Vakreshwar was about to fall unconscious while dancing, in ecstasy, when he's just about to fall unconscious, Devanand Prabhu immediately would go and catch him in his arms. And he would affectionately clean the dust from Vakreshwar Pandit's body and smear that dust all over his own body. So, for as long as Vakreshwar Pandit stayed with Devanand Pandit observed his glories. As a result of his service to Vakreshwar Pandit, now he developed faith in Lord Chaitanya. This is the fruit of serving Vaishnavas. So the Puranas describe this. What is the fruit of serving Vaishnavas? And that can be seen directly in this incident. As a result of serving a Vaishnava, Devanand Pandit of Kulia developed faith in the lotus feet of Mahaprabhu. So that's the glory of Sri Vakreshwar Pandit. And then later on we see, by that his offense was also forgiven. Because he served Vakreshwar Pandit, his offense toward the Lord. You see, when you offend a devotee, that offense is directed toward the holy name, the Supreme Lord. You may commit an offense to a devotee, but the offense is taken by the Lord himself, by the holy name. So when Srivas Thakur was offended, Mahaprabhu became so angry. Mahaprabhu wouldn't even, when he would pass by Devanand Pandit's house, he would be very angry. And if he saw Devanand Pandit coming from the other side, right, he would even say, he has leprosy in his every limb, but he doesn't know, like that. Of course, Devanand Pandit was very humble. He was, a Brahman with all Brahmanical qualities and everything, but until and unless you receive the mercy of a devotee. And then on top of that, offense happened by his students. So that was the problem. But by service to Vakreshwar Pandit, he was saved. So that's such Vakreshwar Pandit also now started off to go to Neelachal. Chalila Pradyumna Brahmachari Mahashay Sakshat Narasimha Jara Sange Katha Koi. Next is Pradyumna Brahmachari. About Pradyumna Brahmachari, it is said, Sakshat Narasimha Jara Sange Katha Koi. That means Lord Nrsingadev would Sakshat directly talk to Pradyumna Brahmachari. That is why his name also got changed from Pradyumna Brahmachari. His name became Narasimhananda Brahmachari. Pradyumna Brahmachari's name was changed to Narasimhananda Brahmachari because Lord Narasimha, he was very, he was very devoted, and, he had great love for Sri Narasimhadev. So his name, although it was Pradyumna Brahmachari, it became Narasimhananda Brahmachari. Who gave that name? The name was given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Pradyumna Brahmachari was formerly a resident of a village known as Pyariganj in Kalna. Kalna means Ambika Kalna, I think. Yes, Pyariganj. And there is a description of him in the Antya Leela of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. In brief, right? So Mahaprabhu was going to come, and after accepting sannyas, so then all the devotees, he said, because he would know. So he said, Mahaprabhu is coming. And then all the devotees started preparing, getting all the ingredients and everything. And then he cooked Pradyumna Brahmachari. and he had the deities of Lord Nrsingadev, Jagannath, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, or Krishna, Radha Krishna, Krishna. And the devotees were very, because he said that the Lord is coming in his meditation. He understood that the Lord is coming. So they got all the ingredients and they cooked. He cooked and he, and they were waiting. Mahaprabhu didn't come. What happened? What happened? So then he said, he was very angry. In ecstasy, he was very angry. What happened? What happened? Did Mahaprabhu didn't come? You said he's coming. He said he came and he went also. He left. Why are you angry? Look at the behavior of your Lord. I made 3 plates for, of course, Krishna's, the plate in which I made offering for Krishna, he ate because he is non-different from Krishna. No problem. He ate. Fine. That's good. And Jagannath also, he went and ate. The plate that I made for Jagannath, he ate. Okay, Jagannath and Krishna is same. Then after finishing that, he went and ate all the offering of that I made for Lord Nrsingadev. Now my Lord Nrsingadev has to fast. Until my Lord eats, nobody can eat. I cannot eat. So then again he started cooking. And all the devotees were like, they had been waiting and waiting for all these days for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he saw Mahaprabhu. He came and he served him prasad and everything. The others couldn't see. So that's the exalted position of Pradyumna Brahmachari. Now Narsimhananda Brahmachari. Okay. Next. चली लेना उल्लासे ठाकुर हरिदास आर हरिदास जार सिंधु कूले पास. So there are 2 Haridases. So Haridas Thakur, we all know Haridas Thakur. Namacharya Haridas Thakur. So he also left Bengal to meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Ara Haridas Jara Sindhu Kule Vas. And also there is another Haridas who stayed on the shore of the ocean. He also came. So there is Chota Haridas and there is Haridas Thakur. Both Haridases went. So next, Chalilena, because we are running out of time, we have 8 minutes left. Chalilena, Vasudeva Datta Mahashay, Jara Sthane Krishna Hoy, Apane Vikray. Vasudev Datta Mahashay also left to go to Puri. Jara Sthane Krishna Hoy, Apane Vikray. That means Vasudev Datt, Jara Sthane Krishna Hoy, Apane Vikray. That means Krishna is with Vasudev Datt. And why is Krishna with Vasudev Datt? He sold himself. That means Vasudev Datt can sell Krishna to anyone, give Krishna to anyone. Krishna is sold to Vasudev Datt because of Vasudev Datta's love. So about Vasudev Datt, we hear that when Mahaprabhu, the second time when he came to Bengal, so he was at Advaitacharya's house in Shantipur, remember? Recently we read, right? So from there, Sri Gaur Sundar went to the house of Srivas Pandit in Kumarhatta, and devotees like Shivananda Sen and Vasudev Datta Thakur came there to meet the Lord in Srivasa's house. So Vasudev Datta came there. At the meeting between Vasudev Datta Thakur and Mahaprabhu narrated the glories of Vasudev Datta. What would the Lord say? The Lord had such love for Vasudev Datta that he would say, I certainly belong to Vasudev. This body of mine belongs to Vasudev Datta. Lord Gaur Sundar considered that he had been purchased by Sri Vasudev Thakur. In other words, he considered himself the property of Vasudev. And he would say, Vasudev Dutt may sell me wherever he likes. This is a fact. No one should disbelieve this statement. He can sell me wherever he likes. One who is touched by the air that has touched the body of Vasudev Dutt will always be protected by Krishna. Listen, O Vaishnavas, I tell you the truth. This body of mine belongs to Vasudev alone. And the Vaishnavas would hear the Lord's merciful statements about Vasudev Dutt. They joyfully would chant Hari, Hari, like that. Next, after Vasudev Dutt is Mukunda Dutt. Chalila Mukunda Datta Krishnera Gayana Shivananda Sena Adi Loya Aptagana. Chalila Mukunda Datta Krishnera Gayana. So, who is Mukunda Dutt? He is the singer of Krishna. Krishna's singer. Lord Krishna's singer. He also came. Shivananda Sena Adi Loya Aptagan. So Shivanand Sen and others brought their families along. So Mukunda Dutt and then Shivananda Sen, they came. So about Mukunda Dutt, all we hear is he is, when he begins to sing, then Mahaprabhu cannot stop. He cannot not dance. When Mukunda Dutt sings, the Lord of Vaikuntha begins to dance. So several places we see, as all the devotees began to cry with the Lord, Mukunda began to perform kirtan. When the Lord heard the kirtan, he began to dance. And the others all joyfully sang around him. So he is Lord Krishna's singer, Mukunda Datta. And Shivananda Sen, we all know, Shivananda Sen would personally he would bear the expenses of bringing all the devotees from Bengal to Puri every year during Rath Yatra. And he would take care of all the needs of the devotees, not just in the human bodies. We also hear about him taking care of a dog that just followed. And how, because Shivananda Sen was taking care of that dog, that dog actually got love of Godhead. That dog was there with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, like that. Many ecstatic pastimes of Shivananda Sen, with Sri Nityananda Prabhu also. Next, Chalila Govindananda Premete Vihvala Dashadik Hoy Jara Smarane Nirmala. So, Govindananda is the next devotee. He was Premete Vihvala. He was completely overwhelmed with love of Godhead. Dashadika hoye jara smarane nirmala. Simply by remembering Govindananda, all the 10 directions become completely purified. Nirmala. They will be purified simply by remembering Govindananda. So about Govindananda, it is said that, 1 second, let me see. Yeah, just his name is mentioned. That, along with all the devotees, the name of Govindananda is also mentioned, and said that innumerable other servants of Lord Chaitanya were present in those kirtans. They all participated in the Lord's dancing. No one other than the Lord's associates was present there. So he would participate in the kirtans, Govindananda. I think in Srivas Thakur's home. Okay. So he also came. So what did we hear about Govindananda's glory? That simply by remembering him, the 10 directions become purified. Next, 17. Chalila Govinda Datta Mahaharsha Mane Mula Hoya Je Kirtana Kore Prabhu Sane. Next is Govinda Datta. Before this was Govindananda. This is Govinda Datta. You know who is Govinda Datta? I think you'll be surprised when you hear this. There was a Brahmana in Navadvip who would request Srivas Thakur daily to allow him to see the dancing of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he would say, if you bestow mercy on me and take me one day inside your house, I will be able to see Nimai Pandits dancing. Then my eyes will be successful and I will always remain grateful to you. Like this, every day he would be begging and requesting Srivas Thakur to allow him inside. In this way, the Brahmana daily appealed to Srinivas, who one day replied to him. So Srivas Thakur was also afraid that Mahaprabhu's order was no outsider was allowed in the kirtan. So without Mahaprabhu's permission, he couldn't do. But finally he replied that I know you have always been a good person. Throughout your life, you have observed strict celibacy. And actually, he would only uh, Phalahare goaila kala. That means he would only eat fruits. Phalahar. Actually, he would actually take only milk. Phalahar means, like Ekadasi diet. But he was known for drinking only milk. This is that Brahmana who drank only milk. This is Govinda Datta. Hmm. So then your body is free from sin. Srivas Thakur is saying to the Brahmana, your body is free from sin. So you are certainly qualified to see the Kirtan. You are so austere, right? You don't even eat anything. So you are certainly pure. But I tell you, the Lord has instructed us not to bring anyone inside. So you will have to stay hidden, right? You cannot just come inside like that because the Lord didn't give permission. Since according to Mahaprabhu's instructions, the milk drinking brahmachari had no qualification to hear the Lord's chanting despite possessing a sinless body. When he begged Srivas to allow him to see the Lord's dancing, Srivas advised him to remain hidden within the house. So, this brahmachari drinks only milk. But according to Mahaprabhu's instructions, simply drinking milk is not the qualification to hear the Lord's chanting or to see him dance. That's not the qualification. Drinking only milk and austerities, that's not the qualification. But however, so therefore Srivas Thakur could not give him direct entrance along with all the other devotees. However, see, this is called the mercy of a Vaishnava. Srivas Thakur's heart melted for him. So he said, okay, but you'll have to hide. So then he brought him inside and this brahmachari was hiding. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was the Lord of the 14 worlds, he began to dance in the midst of all the fortunate devotees associates. But then, and they were all jubilantly singing together. And Mahaprabhu said, I'm not feeling any ecstasy today, right? I mean, first, everything was happening wonderfully. There was transcendental happiness. But then Mahaprabhu wanted to teach a lesson. So who can describe Vishwambar's transformations of ecstatic love? So it didn't happen immediately. It's not like at first the kirtan jam gaya. All the devotees were like running here and there in ecstasy, and there were symptoms of ecstasy like shedding of tears, shivering, right, hair standing on end, loudly roaring. All this went on. Still, Mahaprabhu said he knew, right, that the Brahmana is hiding inside. So then he repeatedly stopped dancing and said, why am I not feeling any ecstasy today? Yogis who are free from material activities but averse to the holy name, form, qualities, associates, characteristics, and pastimes do not have any information about love of Krishna. That means one may be a great yogi, but that doesn't mean, he has love. Therefore, even though they are exalted in material calculation, their aversion to love of God, which is transcendental to all the four Purusharthas. So their, what do you say, exalted position, right, doesn't help them. But this aversion to love of God will devour them eventually. Although such bad association is considered desirable in the eyes of ordinary people, there is no possibility of attaining love of God in such association. So Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal here that love of God is absent in the association of persons who are averse to love of God. Those who are, simply dry yogis, etc. If you are in the association of such people, you cannot get love of God. That's the point. So, of course, but also about this devotee Govinda Datta, we see that. So Mahaprabhu is saying, I understand someone is inside this house. Tell me the truth. So Srivas Thakur became afraid and he said, Oh Lord, there are no atheists in this house. There's only one brahmachari, a pious brahmana. He leads a sinless life and only drinks milk. He had a strong desire to see your dancing. So, and he's hiding in the house. So when Mahaprabhu heard this, he angrily said, Quickly, get him out of this house. What qualification does he have to see my dancing? Can one attain devotion to me simply by drinking milk? Like this. But to make it's a long pastime. I won't be able to explain the whole thing. But this Brahmana, what happened was when Mahaprabhu said, Get out, right? Get him out of here. Then he actually was feeling grateful that actually he's right. What qualification do I have to see the pastimes of Mahaprabhu? But somehow he's so merciful to me that even though I'm completely unqualified, he allowed me to see his pastime for some time. So with that grateful heart, he started walking out toward the door. And from that, so Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur explains to us that only a devotee can have this type of feeling of gratitude. A yogi or someone cannot have. He already got the mercy of Srivas Thakur. So only a devotee can have this type of gratitude. So when he was feeling grateful like that, as he was walking away, Mahaprabhu is the Lord in the heart. He knows what we are thinking. And then he was pleased by his mood and immediately called him back and then gave him an instruction. It's not by any amount of austerity that you can win the heart of the Lord. It's only by devotion, like that. And then from then onwards, that devotee is also now part of the, he's also part of, yes, he would come for the kirtans. So now it's already time. We are only in text 17. I will just read now, okay? Next is Vijay Das. Vijay Das, okay? Chali lena. Akhari Ashri. Vijaya Dasa Ratna Bahu Jara Prabhu Korila Prakasha. So next devotee is Vijay Das. Who is Vijay Das? So there's this devotee Shuklambar Brahmachari. Shuklambar Brahmachari. So he would just beg some rice, grains, and but he was an associate. He would come. He's actually Sudama Vipra from Sri in Krishna Lila. So he would come with his jhola, with his bag of whatever broken rice that he has begged, and then he would be dancing in the kirtan. So once Mahaprabhu told him, I will come and eat, cook for me, I am coming to your house to eat. So he was like all nervous, what will I do? What will I do? He went and asked the Vaishnavas, how can I cook? So they said, okay, you can cook without touching the rice. How will you cook without touching? But he did actually. And then he just followed exactly the way the devotee said. So in his house, Mahaprabhu came and all the devotees also came there. So after taking prasadam, then another pastime took place, that is of this devotee, Vijay Das. So Vijay Das was actually a scribe. He had a very beautiful handwriting. He would copy like Bhagavatam, like that. So after eating, everybody laid down. Sri Gaur Sundar also laid down there in Shuklambar Brahmachari's house. So while everyone was sleeping, what happened was Mahaprabhu placed his hand on the body of Vijay Das, the scribe. So actually what happened was Mahaprabhu's hand started, so he's also laying down, and all of a sudden he sees Mahaprabhu's hand is growing bigger and bigger, like a big pillar, and all decorated with jewels. And he was like shocked, what's going, everyone else is sleeping. And he was like, and then that hand comes and covers his mouth before he could scream. So, on seeing the wonderful opulences, Mahaprabhu Vijaydas was about to loudly cry out, and Mahaprabhu checked him with a gesture of his finger. Nahi, you shouldn't make a sound. Then Vijaydas uh, roared and fell unconscious. So that is the pastime. Actually, after that, he became like, for the next 1 week or so, he just became like a madman, right? He would just be walking on the street, not talking to anyone, like, because he had seen Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And then he fell unconscious, and then when he regained consciousness, he was like, of course, after 1 week, he became okay, but he never told anyone what he saw. Then 9. Sadashiva Pandita Chalila Shuddhamati Jara Ghare Purve Nityanandera Basiti. So, who is Sadashiva Pandita? So, Sadashiva Pandit, in whose house Nityananda previously resided, also came. Okay. So, then 20 is Purushottama Sanjaya Chalila Harsha Mane Jay Prabhura Mukhya Shishya Purva Adhyayane. Who is Purushottam Sanjay, in Navadvip, Mahaprabhu Mahaprabhu was a student at Gangadas Pandit's house, but Mahaprabhu would also teach. Where would he teach? He would teach in the house of Mukunda Sanjay. So all Mahaprabhu students would gather in Mukunda Sanjay's house. So Mukunda Sanjay's son is Purushottam Sanjay, who he was the student of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Purushottam Sanjay. पुरुषोत्तम संजय चलिला हर्ष मने जय प्रभुरा मुख्य शिष्य पूर्व अध्ययने. Purushottam Sanjay was the Lord's principal student. Purva Adhyayane. That means previously he studied. Next, Hari Boli Chali Lena Pandita Shriman Prabhu Nritye Je Duty Dharena Savadhan. Okay. Next is Shriman Pandit. About Shriman Pandit, we hear the same pastime when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu danced as Lakshmi Devi. In that dance or in that drama that they perform, because it's not that only Mahaprabhu was dancing, everybody had their roles. I didn't read the whole thing, but Advaita Acharya, Haridas Thakur, everybody was playing a role. So what was the role of Shriman Pandit? Shriman Pandit held a torch in front of the Lord. That is his role. He was a constant servitor of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He used to carry a torch while the Lord danced. That is about Shriman Pandit. Then Nandana Acharya Cholilena Prita Mane Nityananda Jare Grihe Aila Prathame. Then next is Nandanacharya. Nandanacharya, we all know, his house is the transcendental hideout for Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In fact, I'm just amazed that every time when somebody wanted to hide, they would go and hide in Sri Nandanacharya's home, and nobody would ever find out. Like they would look everywhere, but not in Nandanacharya's house. Different pastimes happened. Advaita Acharya, when Mahaprabhu, called for Advaita Acharya, sent a message through Ramai Pandit saying that the person that you fasted for, the person that you prayed for has come, right? So he's calling you to Navadvip. Advaita Acharya was in Shantipur. So what did Advaita Acharya do? Of course, the dialogues that went, but eventually he just came. But he didn't go directly to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Rather, he also hid in Nandanacharya's house. So then, of course, he had a condition, and Mahaprabhu actually, said to, so he was hiding there. So Mahaprabhu said, he's hiding in Nandanacharya's house, go and bring. And also Nityananda Prabhu, when he first came, he was also hiding in in Nandanacharya's house. And Mahaprabhu sent devotees to look for Nityananda Prabhu. A very special person has come, and go and find him. They looked everywhere, nobody could find. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, all right, I will find him, let's go. And he went straight to Nandanacharya's house, and there was Nityananda Prabhu. And again, once, Mahaprabhu, Advaitacharya stole the dust from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feet. So at that time, Mahaprabhu was upset. So he just went and hid in Nandanacharya's house, and Advaitacharya was fasting, thinking that, the point is Nandanacharya's house is the hideout, transcendental hideout. Next. Harishe, Chalila Shuklambara Brahmachari, Jara Anna Magi, Khailena Gaurahari. So Shuklambar Brahmachari, I told you, Shuklambar Brahmachari's house, Mahaprabhu asked him to cook and he ate. But also, when Shuklambar Brahmachari was dancing in the kirtan, his jola would be like going up and down. Mahaprabhu thrust his hand inside his bag, took out a palm full of rice, and he just ate it. The way he ate Sudama Brahmana's poha, right? Flat rice. Like that, here he ate Shuklambar Brahmachari's rice also. I'll have to hurry up now. Akinchana Krishnadasa Cholila Sridhara Jara Jala Pana Koila Prabhu Vishwambhara. Next is Sridhar. Akinchana, meaning materially impoverished. So Sridhar would live, he would sell banana leaves, cups made with banana leaves and banana stem, banana fruit, like that. And then whatever he sold, 50%, everybody has banana trees in his courtyard, right? In the backyard, I mean. So what would be the value of banana leaves and leaf cups? Hardly anything. And that also, 50% of that he would spend to worship goddess Ganges. So he would have nothing actually, really. So very, very poverty stricken, but all night long he would be chanting the names of the Lord. Day and night he would be chanting. Mahaprabhu was so fond of Kolavecha Sridhar. Every single day he would go and he would bargain with Sridhar for 2 hours for the banana leaf cups and banana leaves. And finally, he would just take everything free. He would have a nice, argument with him, and he would say that I know that actually you are very wealthy. You're hiding all your wealth. One day I'm going to show the whole world, you're cheating the whole world, like that. So finally he would say, Sridhar, Kolavecha Sridhar would say, Mahaprabhu, you just take it for free and go, like that. And then in that Ashta, the ecstasies of 21 hours, at that, in that Mahaprabhu tells the devotees to go and bring Sridhar. At night, this was happening in the night. So they just bring him because he was like in ecstasy, So they just brought him, picked him up and brought him. And then Mahaprabhu revealed. And, he actually got darshan of the Supreme Lord and all, he saw all the demigods, everybody worshipping. And then Mahaprabhu said, ask for a boon. And he said, he was weeping. He said, I can give you a kingdom, ask for anything. So he said, let that Brahmana who every day would comes to my shop means whatever he had, to and who bargains with me for 2 hours every day and takes things away for free, let that Brahmana be my master, life after life after life. That's all. I don't want anything else. Mahaprabhu is, that's why after going to Chand Kazi's, taking that procession to Chand Kazi's house, after that Mahaprabhu went to Kolavecha Sridhar's house, and there he drank from the dented iron pot. It is said the pot was so dented and it was in such a, what do you say, worn out condition that even the most desperate thief would not dream of stealing it. That was the condition. So that, lota, right? Whatever cup that he had, tumbler, that was used for everything, for bathing, for going, washing, drinking. Only one he had. So that he would drink and he would keep it outside. Mahaprabhu came and drank from that. And Sridhar said, "Oh my God, you killed me today, you killed me, I'm dead," like that. So anyway, that is Kolavecha Sridhar. Then, चली लेना लेखक पंडित भगवान जार देहे कृष्ण होया छिलो अधिष्ठान Bhagavan Pandit, the writer in whose body Lord Krishna appeared also. So Bhagavan Pandit is the writer. Okay, I'll just keep reading now. Gopinath Pandit Ara Shri Garbha Pandit Chali Lena Dui Krishna Vigraha Nishit. Gopinath Pandit and Shri Garbha Pandit, who were both certainly forms of Krishna, also came. Chali Lena Vanamali Pandit Mangala Jay Dekhila Suvarnera Sri Hasa Moshala. The auspicious Vanamali Pandit also came. He saw a golden club and plough in the Lord's hands. Vanamali Pandit. Vanamali Pandit is the marriage maker, right? Yes, Vanamali Pandit. Then Jagadish Pandit Hiranya Bhagavat. Jagadisha Pandita Hiranya Bhagavata Harishe Chalila Dui Krishna Rase Matta. So Jagadish Pandit Hiranya Bhagavat, both brothers, and when Mahaprabhu was a small child, Acha, it comes here in this only. Okay. So Sri Jagdish Pandit and Hiranya Bhagavat, who were both intoxicated in the mellows of ecstatic love for Krishna, also joyfully came. Purve Shishu Rupe Prabhu Je Duira Ghare Naivedya Khaila Ani Sri Hari Vasare. So in his childhood, the Lord ate the grains that they had offered in their house to Krishna on one Ekadasi. So Ekadasi, you don't eat grains, but you cook grains for the deity. So they had cooked grain prasad for their deity, a big feast. And Nimai wanted to eat that grain prasad cooked in Hiranya Pandit, Jagdish Pandit and Hiranya Pandit's house. Also, in their house, Nityananda Prabhu, Hiranya Pandit's house, Nityananda Prabhu stayed when he came from Puri, when those thieves, dacoits attacked Hiranya Pandit. Chali lena Buddhimanta Khana Mahashay Ajanma Chaitanya Agya Jahara Vishay. Next is Buddhimanta Khan, who from the time of his birth carried out the order of Lord Chaitanya. So he said, when Mahaprabhu was going to get married, Buddhimanta Khan said, "I will arrange for all the expenses. This is not an ordinary marriage of some Brahmana, right? This must be the marriage, like a king getting married. I will make all arrangements." And he did, Buddhimanta Khan. And also, he's a very wealthy person. So we see also in this drama means where the Lord was dancing. He ordered Buddhimanta Khan, you make all arrangements for all the costumes, like that. Harishe, Chalila Sri Acharya Purandar, Bapa Boli Jare Dake Sri Gaur Sundar. So next is Acharya Purandar. So about Acharya Purandar. Sri Acharya Purandar also happily came. Sri Gaur Sundar addressed him as Bap, means my father, like that. So When Acharya Purandar heard that the Lord had arrived at Srivas Pandit's house, he immediately came there. After same, when Mahaprabhu in Antya Khanda from Shantipur, when he went to Srivas Thakur's house, then Acharya Purandar also arrived there. Upon seeing him, the Lord addressed him as Father. Then, in ecstatic love, the Lord embraced him. Acharya Purandar was most fortunate. He began to cry uncontrollably on seeing the Lord. Okay, next. चलिलेन श्री राघव पंडित उदारा गुप्ते जारा घरे होइलो Chaitanya Vihar. So about Raghav Pandit, the magnanimous Raghav Pandit, in whose house Lord Chaitanya secretly performed many pastimes, also came. So after staying in Srivas Thakur's house for a few days, the Lord went to the house of Raghav Pandit in Panihati, right? And we also saw Nityananda Prabhu's pastimes there. So while Sri Raghav Pandit was engaged in the worship of Krishna, Sri Gaur Sundar came there before him. Many karmis think that pure devotees of the Supreme Lord also desire, like themselves, to enjoy the fruits of their activities and engage as they do in activities for obtaining those fruits. But the devotees of the Lord have no business other than engaging in activities for pleasing Krishna. So, when Sri Raghav Pandit saw the Lord of his life, he fell to the ground and offered obeisances. Raghavananda cried in ecstasy as he firmly grabbed the Lord's lotus feet, which are cherished by Rama, the goddess of Rama, the goddess of fortune. So this is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are talking about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the Lord then embraced Raghav Pandit and soaked his body with tears of ecstatic love. Raghava's body was filled with such ecstasy that he did not know what he should do. When the Lord of Vaikuntha saw Raghava's display of devotion, he glanced mercifully on Raghava. The Lord said, after coming to Raghava's house and seeing Raghava, I have forgotten all my troubles. I have obtained the same satisfaction at Raghava's house as one gets by taking bath in the Ganges. Like that. And also Raghav Pandit had a sister, Damayanti, and they would cook, It is said in 5 places Mahaprabhu stays all the time. So whenever one of them is, whenever Raghav Pandit and Damayanti cooked, Mahaprabhu will be there. Like that. Okay. So we'll continue. Bhava Roga Vaidya Simha Chalila Murari Gupte Jara Dehe Vaise Gauranga Srihari. Sri Murari Gupta, the lion-like doctor who cured the disease of material life, also came. Lord Gauranga secretly resided in his body. So Murari Gupta, we know. Murari Gupta is Hanumanji from Navadvip. He is a physician, doctor. Chalilena Sri Garuda Pandit Harishe Nama Bole Jara Jarena Langhila Sarpa Vishe. Garud Pandit is none other than Garudji, same Garuda. And now in Chaitanya Leela, he is Garuda Pandit. So about him, it is said that he would be so absorbed in chanting the names of the Lord that once he was bitten by a poisonous snake and still nothing happened to him because of his absorption in the holy name, like that. Because of the strength of this chanting, even the effects of poison could not touch him. Garuda Pandit. Chalilena Gopinatha Simha Mahashay Akrura Kuriya Jare Gaura Chandra Kai. So Gopinath Simha is the next devotee. Lord Gaur Chandra would address him as Akrura. So that means he is Akrura. Yes, Gopinath Simha. Next. Prabhura Paramapriya Sri Ram Pandit Chalilena Narayana Pandita Sahita. So Sri Ram Pandit and he came along with Narayan Pandit. So who is Sri Ram Pandit? He's same as Ramai. The 2 brothers, Srivas and Ramai, glorified the Lord's qualities, and the Lord of Vaikuntha became overwhelmed with ecstasy as he danced. Srivas and Ramai were most dear to Lord Chaitanya. There is no doubt that the 2 were as good as Lord Chaitanya's body. So Sri Ram is Ramai Pandit. Ai Darshane Sri Pandita Damodara Asi chila, I dekhi, chalila satvara. So now next is Damodar Pandit. Damodar Pandit was actually currently in Navadvip. He had come to see Sachi Mata. After seeing Sachi Mata, now he also returned with all the devotees. He also returned to go to Jagannath Puri. So that's also a wonderful story. Actually, the Lord himself sent Damodar Pandit uh, saying that, my dear friend Damodar, you had better go to Nadia, stay with my mother. I see no one but you to protect her, for you are so careful that you can caution even me. You are the most neutral among my associates. This is very good, for without being neutral, one cannot protect religious principles. You can do whatever I cannot. You can chastise even me, what to speak of others. It is best for you to go to the shelter of my mother's lotus feet, for no one will be able to behave independently in front of you. Like this. So then Damodar Pandit was sent to Navadvip to Sachi Mata. He went there and seeing Sachi Mata's love, he was like completely, amazed. Then, after some time, when all the devotees were returning, he returned. So when he went back, Mahaprabhu asked him, "Is my mother? How is my mother? Is she practicing devotional service properly?" Hearing this, Damodar Pandit became very angry. He said, "How can you ask such a thing? Whatever devotion you have is only because of your mother, and you are asking, is she practicing devotional service? She is the mother of the universe. She is the mother of devotion. Whatever devotion there is anywhere, it's coming from her only." And Mahaprabhu was very pleased when Damodar Pandit said that. And he said, "Actually, you said what was in my heart. It is true. Whatever devotion I have, it's only because of my mother." Like that. Next, 38. Ananta Chaitanya Bhakta Koto Jani Nam Choli Lena Sabe Puri Anandera Dham. How many names can I tell? Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur is saying. Ananta. Mahaprabhu's devotees are unlimited, numerous. I cannot count. How many names can I mention here? Just a few names I have mentioned. But Cholilena Sabe, all these unlimited, innumerable devotees happily went to Jagannath Puri. Ai sthane bhakti kori vidaya hoiyachila. Vidaya hoiyachila. Ai sthane bhakti kori vidaya hoya chalila Advaita Simha Bhakta Goshti Loya. So Advaita Simha, the lion, Advaita Acharya, he took permission from Sachi Mata. Sachi Mata cannot go because Mahaprabhu took sannyas, right? So immediate family members cannot go. He took permission, Advaita Acharya took permission from Sachi Mata and came along with the devotees. जे जे द्रव्ये जानेना प्रभुरा पूर्व प्रीता सब लोइला सबे प्रभुरा भिखारा निमित्ता. So whatever food items are dear to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Saba Loila, all the devotees, Sabe Prabhura Bhikara Nimitta. So not just Advaita Acharya, but all the devotees, they carried the favorite foods of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They prepared and they brought with them. Sarva Pathe Sankirtana Korite Korite Ailena Pavitra Koriya Sarva Pathe. And on every path as they walked, they would be continuously performing Sankirtan. Sarva Pathe Sankirtana Korite Korite Ailena Pavitra Koriya Sarva Pathe. And as so naturally, when they are doing Sankirtan, then that path is becoming purified. So by the time they reached Puri, they purified all the paths on which they walked. So with that, we come to the end of today's reading. I am sorry that I went half an hour over time. Maybe we shouldn't take any questions now. Thank you very much. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai. Srila Krishna Das, Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samavita Gaur Bhaktavrind ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Very, very beautiful class. Only you could have done it, Mataji. The whole Chaitanya Charitamrita and Chaitanya Bhagavata you summarized for us with all these devotees. It was such a beautiful class, and that path we didn't realize 1.5 hours to just went hearing the glories of all these devotees. Chaitanya Lila is so beautiful, and hearing from you, it was very, very nectarian, Mataji. Thank you so much. And thank you for giving your extra time to us and like, talking so beautifully, Mataji. Very grateful to you.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'll take Sunil Prabhu. Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandatanam. Thank you so much, Mataji. It's so beautiful. Last time, all the devotees and especially the Vijay Pandit, Mahaprabhu shut his mouth when he was about to scream. That was so beautiful. Mataji, please, if you have time, little bit about the Sadashiva Pandit, Gopinath Pandit, and Shekhava Pandit. Could you say, please, little bit?
Sadashiv Pandit, who
Gopinath Pandit and Shekhava Pandit.
Sri Garbha. Sri Garbha Pandit we didn't read, no, today?
Yes, Mataji. No, it is there in a
In the
translations.
list, Sri Garbha is there?
Yes,
I don't
Mataji.
remember. Gopinath Simha, I read, but there's not
Yes.
much information given about Gopinath Simha except that Mahaprabhu would call him Akrura. Other than that, there's no more information, Prabhuji. Okay. And then, who else, Prabhuji, you said?
Sadashiva Pandit.
Sadashiv Pandit. Okay, let me see 1 second. And Sri Garbha was not there in this list, today's list, but Sadashiv Pandit, I'll see. Sri Garbha, acha. Gopinath Pandit, acha. Okay. So you said, I was thinking Gopinath Simha. So this is different. Gopinath Pandit and Sri Garbha Pandit. Okay. It is said that they were both forms of Krishna. 1 second, let me see if Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur has given anything. Sri Garbha, right. I think I missed that. 1 second, Prabhuji. Looking. Yeah, so no. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur didn't give any reference for them. Gopinath Pandit and Sri Garbha Pandit. So that is why I also didn't speak. No reference given there, Prabhuji. And
Okay,
now
Mataji.
I'm not able to recollect on top of my mind. If I come across in future, I will definitely let you know.
Thank you so
My
much, Mataji.
apologies. Yes, Prabhuji, you're saying something?
Sadashiva Pandit, little bit.
Acha, Sadashiv Pandit, huh? One second. Sadashiv Pandit. It is given in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Just one verse is given. So let me just go and see. Chaitanya Charitamrita, text 34. Sadashiv. Sadashiv Pandit, the 12th branch, was always eager to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. It was his good fortune that when Lord Nityananda came to Navadvip, he resided at his house. Oh, so Nityananda Prabhu resided in Sadashiv Pandit's house is being said here. It is mentioned in the Chaitanya Bhagavata, Antya Khanda, chapter 9, that Sadashiv Pandit was a pure devotee and that Nityananda Prabhu resided at his house. I was under the impression Nityanand Prabhu resided in Hiranya Pandit's house, but Sadashiv Pandit. So Nityanand Prabhu resided in Sadashiv Pandit's house. Okay, Prabhuji?
Thank you so much, Mataji. And just a little bit confirmations I need. This Govinda Nandana is different from Govinda Pandit, the servant of Mahaprabhu, right?
Yes, they're different.
And this Chota Havidas Thakur is mentioned in this pastime. It is like the Chota Havidas Thakur which we know, like he begged advice from Madhavi Devi and he got rejected. That happened
Yes,
afterwards, this before.
yes, yes.
Okay. And Bhagwan Pandit and Bhagwan Acharya are both are different or same.
Bhagavan. mm, That also comes in this. 1 second, I will just double check. What's the number given? Prabhuji, do you know?
1 second, Mataji, I'll see.
From Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Bhagavan Acharya's pastime is mentioned in Antalila. He sent
No, I'm talking about the tree,
No, Mataji.
the
Yeah. Text number 69, Adilila, 10, chapter 10, 69.
69. Okay. So the 30th branch was Bhagavan Pandit. He was an extremely dear servant of the Lord, but even previously he was a great devotee of Lord Krishna, who always kept the Lord within his heart. That's all is said. Yeah, I'm not sure, Prabhuji, if it's the same or not. I don't know. Unless
Okay.
there is some reference, how can I say?
Thank you so much, Mataji. Usually have confusion in names. All the names were similar. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Parima Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, done with pranams. Thank you so much for this wonderful class. Mataji, just one clarification. Purandar Acharya was called as Bap by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Also, yes.
Yeah, because he used to call even Pundarik Vidyanidhi as Bap. That's what. So I thought, are they the same or are they different? Just that clarification I wanted.
No, I don't. They are not the same.
Okay,
Different.
because Pundarik Vidyanidhi is Vishpanu Maharaj.
Right.
Yeah, so that makes sense that he would call him as Bap. But then I didn't know that Purandar Acharya was also called as Bap.
So, about the identities of all the devotees, if you want, then they will be given in Gauraganodesha Deepika.
Okay.
Acha, Prabhuji is saying Sunil
Yeah,
Prabhu's
even Jagannath Mishra was called Little Purandar.
Acharya Purandar.
Yeah, that I know.
But Jagannath Mishra is not there at that time, right?
Yeah, I know. That is true. I mean, this doesn't hold true for that.
So,
Yes. Thank you so much, Mataji, for this wonderful class and your giving so much time to us, Mataji. Thank you so much. Dandavat pranams to you. Hare Krishna.
Shivani Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Archana Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. Thank you for a very beautiful class. Mataji, can you please tell, you said there are 5 places where Mahaprabhu is always residing. What are those,
Yes.
please? Thank you.
One is whenever Sachimata makes an offering, Mahaprabhu will be there. Whenever Nityananda Prabhu is dancing, Mahaprabhu will be there. And of course, Raghav Pandit and Damayanti, whenever they cook, Mahaprabhu will certainly be there. The 4th place is Srivasangan. Mahaprabhu is always there in Srivasangan. See the shloka. So actually 4 places, not 5. So thank you for that.
Very well. Thank you so much, Mataji. Very grateful to you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna and Danu Pranams.
Okay, so we will end here.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you so much for patiently answering all the questions. With your permission, we'll offer obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha
Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. The Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Vrindavan Das Thakur ki jai. Shri
Jai.
ki jai.
Jai.
Bhakti Mataji ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna. Dhanvat pranams, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Such a
Thank you so
wonderful
much.
sweet nectarian glass, as usual.
Thank you.
Like it. Thank you, Mataji.